In the last video, we have seen the short transmission line. Today, we'll see about the medium transmission line. As we all know, for the medium transmission line, the line voltage between 20 kV to 100 kV and line length about 80 to 240 km will be considered it as a medium transmission line. So here we are having a sufficient length and voltage. So the effect of capacitance is taken into account. As well as here we can see that the capacitance is concentrated at one or more definite points along the line. So here there are the following methods are commonly used. One is the nominal T method, nominal pi method, and the end condenser method. First we will see about the nominal T method. So in this method, the total line capacitance is concentrated at the midpoint, correct, at the middle, and here the total series impedance is divided equally into two. So here it is Z equal to R plus J. We are dividing equally into 2, that is Z by 2 and Z by 2. So one half it is lumped on the sending end side and other half it is lumped at the receiving end side, correct? So if you're seeing this network, the network is looks like it is a T here. Correct. So we can say that it is called it as it is a nominal T method. So here using this equivalent circuit, so we have to find out what is was sending end current and what is was sending end voltage. So for that here we are considering here the shunt impedance, that is Y equal to it is a j omega c. So here next one we are finding out voltage at the midpoint of the line. So voltage at the midpoint of the line is, this is the voltage at the midpoint, correct? So V will be equal to this VR plus this drop here. So if we are writing V equal to VR plus IR into Z by 2. So next one we have to find the current through the shunt capacitor. We have to find the current through this shunt capacitor. That is IC equal to, here it is V into it is Y. So that is why IC equal to V into Y. So next one we have to find out what is was sending end current. So the sending end current IS will be split into two, that is IC plus IR, correct? So IS will be equal to IC plus IR. So here IR we are writing as it is, IC we can write in terms of it is V and Y, and here this V we can write it as a VR plus IR into Z by 2. So and then if you are multiplying this Y term inside, so here we can write IS will be equal to, here we are having two terms IR, so IR if you are taking outside, 1 plus ZY by 2 into IR plus here VR into Y. So this is your sending end current. Similarly we have to find out sending end voltage, we have to find out. So sending end voltage, here it is Vs will be equal to this voltage V plus this drop here. So if you are adding here, that is Vs equal to V plus Is into Z by 2. So already we know V is nothing but VR plus IR into Z by 2, and Is if you are substituting here, and which is multiplied with Z by 2. So if you are multiplying inside and if you are writing in terms of VR and IR, so we are getting Vs equal to VR into 1 plus YZ by 2 plus IR into Z plus Z square Y by 4. So next one we have to draw the phasor diagram. So for the nominal T method, here we are considering it as a lagging power factor. So this is your equivalent circuit, correct? So here I'm drawing from the back side. So I'm taking this VR as a reference here. So we have to draw a line that is a VR as a reference. I'm considering the phasor, it is a OA. So VR equal to OA, that is a receiving end voltage. I'm taking it as a reference phasor here. So next one I have to draw the IR. So here I'm considering it is a lagging power factor. So this current IR lags this voltage, that is VR, by an angle, it is a pi R here. So this is your line, that is a IR. So it is represented by the phasor, it is OM here. So this IR lags this voltage VR by an angle, it is a pi R. So next one I have to draw this drop, correct? So it is IR into R by 2 and IR into X by 2. That is voltage drop in the resistance on the receiving end and voltage drop in the reactance on the receiving end. So if I am drawing this IR into R by 2, so here already we know this is your IR, correct? So this resistive drop will be always in phase with your current IR. So we have to draw a line parallel to your IR. Yes, if you are drawing a line parallel to this one, so this is your IR into R by 2, which is represented by the phasor, it is AB. And next one we have to draw IR into X by 2. So that is your voltage drop in the reactance on the receiving end side. So receiving end side, this is a reactance drop. Always it will be leads this voltage, leads this current by an angle 90 degree, correct? So we have to draw a line perpendicular to your IR here. So if you're drawing a line perpendicular to this one, so this is IR into x by 2, which is represented by the phasor, it is a BC. So if you're adding here this IR into R by 2, IR into x by 2, so we are getting the total impedance, that is IR into Z by 2. So now we have to find out this V. So the V is nothing but this VR plus this drop here. So if you're adding this VR plus this drop, we'll get what is your V here. So next one, what we have to find out, we have to draw this current in the capacitance. So we are considering current in the capacitance is IC. So we know that the capacitance current always leads this voltage V by an angle 90 degree, correct? So I am drawing here, this is your IC here. So now this IC I am drawing parallel here. So this is your IC. So now this IR plus IC, this IR plus this IC, if you are adding, I will get what is your IS, correct? So IS will be equal to IC plus IR. So if adding this IR, phasor addition of this two, that is IR plus IC, I am getting this IS here. So that is represented by the phasor, it is ON. So now what I have to find out, I have to find out the sending end voltage. So for that, this voltage plus this drop, if I am adding, I will get what is your sending end voltage, correct? So now I have to draw this IS into R by 2 and IS into X by 2. So that is voltage drop in the resistance on the sending end and voltage drop in the reactance on the sending end I have to draw. So first I am considering IS into R by 2. So here already I have drawn this IS. So the resistive drop will be always in phase with your current IS here. So I have to draw a line parallel to your IS here. So this is your IS into R by 2, which is represented by the phasor, it is CD. So now again I have to draw IS into X by 2. So that is nothing but it is voltage drop in the reactance on the sending end. So this will make an angle 90 degree with respect to your IS, correct? So I have to draw a line perpendicular to IS here. So if I am drawing here, so this is IS into X by 2, it is represented by the phasor, it is a DE. So if I am adding this IS into R by 2 and IS into X by 2, I will get the total impedance in the sending end, that is IS into Z by 2. So if I am adding here this V plus this drop, I will get what is your VS here. So that is your sending end voltage. So this is the phasor diagram for the lagging power factor in nominal T method. So here I have written everything, and pi s is nothing but phase angle between Vs and Is, and cos pi s is nothing but your sending end power factor. So next one we have to find out ABCD constant for the nominal T method. Already we know the general equation, that is Vs equal to A into Vr plus B into IR, and Is equal to C into Vr plus D into IR. So already we have found what is your Vs and what is your Is, correct? So from this equation, that is IS, we got it as it is 1 plus Zy by 2 into IR plus Y into VR, and Vs we got this one, correct? So we can write this two equation and compare with your ABCD constants general equation. So if we are comparing here, we will get what is A, B, C and D. So if we are comparing first equation, Vs equal to, we are getting 1 plus Zy by 2 into VR. So A value we are getting it as a 1 plus Zy by 2, and B value we are getting Z plus Z square Y by 4, and Is equal to, we are getting this equation. If you are comparing with your general equation, C equal to it is Y and D equal to 1 plus Zy by 2. So we are getting A equal to D equal to, it is 1 plus Zy by 2, and B equal to Z plus Z square Y by 4, and C equal to Y we are getting, correct? So you are getting A equal to D. If it is A equal to D, so your network is a symmetrical network. Similarly, if you are finding out AD minus BC, if you are finding out, and AD, if you are multiplying both the term, it is 1 plus Zy the whole square minus B into C. So it is Z into 1 plus Zy by 4 into Y if you are multiplying. So this one A plus B the whole square we have to expand, and this if you are multiplying minus Zy minus Z square Y square by 4. So this term and this term will get cancelled, we are getting it as a 1. So if you are getting the condition AD minus BC equal to 1, then given network it is a reciprocal network.